I mean, I have very strong opinions on that. I believe that problem is 100% Hamas's responsibility. This is an armed terrorist group who actively uses civilians as human shields, goes on television, and while their leaders are hiding in bunkers, they're telling their people to go to the rooftops and put their lives on the line. This is a group that every single day is trying to launch rockets into civilian territory, and Israel is defending itself. And for me, it's not a very complicated conflict. In a conflict between, on the one side is one of your strongest allies in the world, certainly your strongest ally in the region, a democracy, and on the other side is an anti-American terrorist group. Whose side we should be on is pretty clear to me, and this notion that we should somehow get involved as an independent mediator to try to bring both sides together, I think right now the best thing we can do to help bring that conflict to an end is to line up firmly on the side of Israel and to call Hamas for what it is, a terrorist organization.
I heard yesterday one of Netanyahu's senior advisors say that they still believe the U.S. is their best ally in the whole world. Do you think that there's a chance that they might stop thinking that in the future?
Well, I certainly believe, I think the United States of America is their best ally, but I also know for a fundamental fact that they have real questions about this administration's attitude towards them. The people of the United States, and certainly the Congress, on a strong bipartisan basis, is strongly pro-Israel and on Israel's side. This administration, I think, oftentimes has sent messages that I think have been dangerously mixed. And we've seen the reports, which the Prime Minister did not deny, that he had to very clearly tell the Secretary of State to stop second-guessing him on this matter. And I think that's been counterproductive.
Should the U.S. Not send aid to Hamas, the Hamas-Led government? Is that what you're saying?
We don't send aid to Hamas's government. The problem that we're facing is the Palestinian Authority has received aid from the United States primarily for purposes of capacitating their security forces in Judea and Samaria, or the West Bank as it's called by some. And they've done a capable job. The problem is that the Palestinian Authority is now linked up with Hamas in a unity government. And by law, our existing laws say that they should not be receiving U.S. funding. So if you enforced our existing laws, that money would be cut off. And I think it's important that especially given this crisis, that the Palestinian Authority sever its ties to Hamas if it wishes to continue to receive aid from the United States for its security forces.
Should we enforce those laws?
I've asked for it publicly. I've written
so that would halt aid to
the law to be enforced as written, which says that no government, no unity government in which Hamas is a part of can receive federal funding from the U.S. government. They continue to receive it. And I understand the argument that you don't want to debilitate or incapacitate the Palestinian security forces in the West Bank, which is probably the only thing standing between an uprising there and the current status. But I think the best way to guarantee that is for the Palestinian Authority to recognize how reckless and irresponsible and bad for the Palestinian people Hamas has been and sever ties with them sooner rather than later.